All right. It's a beautiful morning to everyone out there. It's awesome and great to be here this morning. Long awaited session. Um, uh, Take that leap. I'm so glad that we are doing this. I'm so glad that I'm able to bring this forward to everyone. Uh, First, let me wish all Nigerians a happy independent anniversary. It's great to be a Nigerian. Nigeria is a fantastic nation. Yes, we have our challenges and our difficulties, but the truth is that Nigeria remain our nation, remain our country, our beloved country. And it's so feel good, feel awesome to be in Nigeria, regardless of all the challenges. I can say to you that Nigeria is going to be a great nation, and all Nigerians are going to benefit from this. So this day, we celebrate the 61st anniversary of our great nation. And I say to everyone, happy anniversary. All right. That being said, I would like to quickly go into the discussion of the day. And this is the maiden edition of the Take That Leap. Take That Leap. All right. Uh, Last year, precisely, I got an inspiration to write a book on this particular topic. And let me say once again that this topic or this edition really is titled Take That Leap, the Freedom Edition. Okay. So last year, at around this time, actually, I got the inspiration to work on this material, a book on Take That Leap. And that was also around the period, precisely around August. I loved a beloved mother, someone who trained me, who was the best mother I could ever dream of. All right. Passed on around August last year. And while the preparation for the burial was ongoing, I got this inspiration and I said, I'm going to dedicate this to her, Take that leap. And of course, for a short period, but I had to run into action to see how I can bring forth that idea, that book. And by the grace of God, the book was launched during a burial, October last year. And since then, for as many people that be able to lay hand on that book, it has been an inspirational material to them. And I feel so honored, so privileged, and grateful to God to have given me that idea. While I thought the book is done and we are done, and the idea, the inspirations came again, like we are not done. That was just the first step all the way. And that Take That Leap is a journey that I have to work with people, take people, and be able to help a lot of people that are still finding it a bit difficult. Reading my material, reading the book will not be enough, but helping to navigate the way to help assist people to achieve so much will be the great idea at the end of the day. So then I felt, okay, this is fantastic and awesome. Then let's get to business. Okay, so I started walking around to see how best to go about this. Should we have a conference? Should we have a seminar? Should we do this and do that? And then the idea came that we got to do something live, online, exploring social media, and also very soon we'll be launching on few radio station and perhaps TVs. All right. So these are some of the ideas that come to mind. All right. But to start the journey, we decided to do this maiden edition on YouTube. All right. Take That Leap is not just a book. It's not just the word. It's an action that I am calling on everybody that really want to test that aspect of the entrepreneurship, all right, to get set. The honest truth is that at the end of the day, every one of us will find ourselves in entrepreneurship. No matter how long you stay on that job, no matter how far you are doing or how well you are doing on that job, you will find yourself exploring that aspect. Yes, it has often been said that not everybody is called into business or called to be entrepreneur. But the truth is that at one point or the other, you will find yourself doing some things along that line, either consciously or subconsciously, either deliberately or intentionally or otherwise. But the truth again is that you will never forever be on the job. That's why, because you're going to have to take your leave. And so we're going to be looking at this diverse perception, diverse angle to what it is about take the leap, and the book Take the Leap, and the initiative, the ideas, and how really you can explore and take the leap. These are so many things that we'll be working on doing, and as we go on this journey. So, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, once again, I welcome you to the first and maiden edition of Take the Leap Tag Freedom Edition. Now, in the Take the Leap series, I'm going to be bringing forth or forward individuals. In actual fact, in the book, when the idea came, I felt that it's not about my story really. It's about story of how many other people that have excelled, that have tested the ground, that are doing it currently. And one of the story I shared was that of my great mom, all right, who was also, I mean, an entrepreneur, a businesswoman, and a successful one at that. Okay, so I shared a bit of our story and that of many other people. If you have able to gotten a copy of the book, you will have seen the story of other people I shared. So many of those people will be coming on this platform to now share the reality and practical part of what we have in that book, and many other people. And the intention is to have people from different sector, different industry, high and low, share a lot. And I'm also going to bring forward people that are going to share their story. Perhaps you want to say how they fail or stumble and how they be able to rise again. Because the truth is that when we talk about take the leap, and essentially talking about transiting from employment to entrepreneurship, how do you move as an employee to be an entrepreneur? All right. So of course, many things come to play, many obstacles, many challenges, many difficulties come to play. So it's not about coming here to do motivational talk. No, 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 no. This is not about motivational talk. This is about reality. This is about life experience. This is about what individual are gone through. All right. So that's the thing we're going to be sharing, during the course of this discussion. So I'm going to say to you, you don't want to miss any of the edition. For now, we're going to be doing it monthly, and as time permits and situation happens, we're then going to probably have it bi-monthly, and then we go forth from there. But I'm going to say to you, you don't want to miss any of the edition. And good enough, it's live on YouTube, so you can always come back to do a replay and rewatch. It's free. All right, it's free. This is one of the things I feel I want to do. I love to do a lot with what I call enterprise development. Okay, so, and I also see that the great nations of the world that have thrived economically, a lot of it are dependent on business entrepreneurships. And so the economists that we look up to, that most of the nations that we feel that are successful, that we run to, they build it on their business on entrepreneurs. So entrepreneurs are the catalyst. Entrepreneurs are the great, great, great people that move and make things happen in the economy of nation. And so I have that passion, and that is why I'm also doing this. I've written one or two books along this path. One of my books talks about 10 M's of business, all right, successes. Also addresses that. I'm working on another one which I tied to something close to all right, business growth strategy. So all of these are just tailored to having to be able to help businesses and organizations. And these are some of the things I've been doing and I love to do, and I'm going to do much more. So, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, take that leap. We focus on people that have the interest, all right, or ultimately at any point of your career or your job, you will find yourself to move. I mean, you have reason to move, all right, to get into entrepreneurship or start a business, or perhaps what we call that you are doing right now. You work in employment and you're running your something by the side. So we're going to look at all of this. Okay, so but to start with today, I'm just going to tell a little story about the father uh, last year, essentially, which is most recent. The pandemic came, struck so hard, many people really, I mean, could not survive it. And we say of blessed memory to them. Many people lost a whole lot of things. Some people are yet to recover right now. A lot of us are yet to recover. That's the reality. A lot of nations are yet to recover. But the truth is that the pandemic came so sudden. Nobody could prepare enough for it. And the greatest set of people that are also affected are people that lost their job. And at that point, a lot of people are helpless. I was like, where do we go from it? Even businesses, okay, strategy has to be changed. People begin to really do things different, to look at what next, how best then to survive. All right. A lot of people were sacked or were perhaps laid off, and then there were a lot of confusions everywhere. And then hopes were dashed. A lot of people are still scouting, looking for job employment right now. Several years ago in Nigeria, I want to tie this to this story. When the bank reconciliation or recapitalization or realignment started, so many banks lay off thousands of staffs. We call it a tsunami, the bank tsunami in that year. And I remember, because what we do in where I work, we do a lot of HR services, we do recruitment and all of those things. And I remember that some people came for, that we have interview for some job placement, and then we begin to ask different questions, and I see that there are a lot of challenges everywhere. So this particular year, for those that are laid off in the bank, was so sudden. So a lot of people then need to begin to look at what next. Same thing about the pandemic. And so what am I saying? Oftentimes we find ourselves in such situations that we lose job or we lost jobs, and then we are like, what next? And then one of the next thing really would be getting another job or starting something. And then we begin to look at, how do I start? I just need a survivor first. Okay. So I'm going to say some few things about why and how you might suddenly, or circumstance or situation will make it that you will be out of employment. There are voluntary resignation, okay, that you have to leave your job and you want to start something of passion, something that you believe in, something that you love to do, and you want to go into that to just start something for yourself. There are instances like that. There are other instances where you feel like, I've done enough in this establishment. Perhaps if you have a chosen area of interest in business, you've gone for apprenticeship, you've learned, you serve, and you feel, okay, it's time to go. And then you then excuse yourself. Some climb or some line, I mean, the apprenticeship, they do graduation for you, and then you take your leave, you go start your own business. I love the Igbo model too, which is you are trained as an apprentice, and then they let you go, they set you up. Okay, so some circumstances bring about that you work some places to learn, acquire some knowledge, and then you take your leave to start your own. It happens that way. Another one is when you are laid off. For whatever reasons, the organization feel like rationalization, reorganization, and they let you go. Okay, another one would be when you have, getting to that age of retirement, or you have spent the number of years that you can, or that the policy organization can allow you, and then you are let go or you retired. Okay, that also leaves you out of job. And then, like I mentioned earlier, such pandemic and tsunamis can affect a lot of people, and they are out of job. Okay, so if you put all of this category of people together and you look at it in terms of percentage, not everybody that have resigned are able to get a new job. Not everybody that has spent their year of retirement or a number of years or in terms of age have also be able to get another job if they so. Because when you say, I only retire, I'm not tired, it's not always sure that you're going to get another job. And then we look at other people that were, by circumstances, situation, lost the job. Not everybody too has gotten another employment. And so I am using this platform, take that lead, to prepare your mind. There are somehow along the journey in your career path, in employment actually, you will find yourself falling in any of this category. You either resign because you feel you want to pursue something that's of passion to you, something you love to do, or you either let go because you are dissatisfied about the environment of work, and then you feel like you just want to be able to do your own thing, or you are fired because of not competence or performance, or for whatever reasons, or you got to that age of retirement, and then perhaps pandemic or circumstances that had to, I mean, will make the organization to do layoff will happen. So when you find yourself in the end of this situation or circumstances, then what then you do? What you then do is to begin to plot your own graph as to what next and how next. I will share a bit of my own story. The very last place I worked before the very last one, really, the place I worked before the very last one, I'd always have it in mind that time in my career journey, I'm going to want to do something along certain area. So I've always been a bit conscious right from the day go to start building myself along that line, expose myself to trainings, learning, apprenticeships, okay, to be able to have some experience and exposure along that line. Okay, so while I was in employment, and at some point I felt a bit dissatisfied with my job again. I wasn't too comfortable with some of the things I'm seeing around me. Of course, yes, I began to look for job. That's the first step everyone will consider. Looking for other job opportunity. I did a lot of applications. Yes, I attended some interview. And coincidentally for me, or unfortunately for me, the industry I was working there, all right, was heading towards a major challenge. Okay, it wasn't even that wasn't even the intention why I wanted to leave. But when I was looking for job, it was almost obvious that that situation was going to come more quicker than expected. Right? But I got a job actually, but I wasn't too sure I want to go ahead. But while I was looking for a job to look at whether that would be the next thing, I was a bit also not too convinced that that is really the next thing for me. So I just threw in my the towel that particular year. I resigned my job and I gave, the usual notice to my employer and that I'm going to be taking my leave at the expiration of that notice. Okay, so at the expiration of that notice, I took my leave. Immediately I took my leave, I registered the business that I feel I want to go into, and then I started getting more. Now that I have my time, I started trying to learn more, build myself, develop myself, and expose myself to a lot of more information about the line of business I want to do. Lo and behold, within 1 month of resignation, the registration was completed. I started and I started, navigating my way. Now, the lesson for me here is that right before I even left the employment, I've started plotting what perhaps going to sustain me for the period of I'm going to be out of employment. So I've already started plotting that. Okay. And that gave me a soft landing. Immediately I pull out of that employment. Okay, because it was a deliberate action that I wanted to resign. So it wasn't that I was sacked, it wasn't that I was laid off. Okay. So and I started my business. All right. That was a very giant leap I took. It doesn't work that way for many other people. Now, the honest truth is that not as if I had one saving, large saving anywhere that I felt was going to be enough for me to sustain me through that journey. But I just made up my mind that okay, I was going to face this, and by the grace of God, that same business I've been doing till date, and I've been about 15 years doing that business. Now, is it that I've gotten to where I want to be? Of course, yes. Even every businesses and every economy continue to improve. But am I finding joy? Yes, I'm finding joy, and that's why I can do what I'm doing now. I find peace of mind in what I'm doing, and I find greater opportunity, and that has been what has been sustaining me. Okay, developing myself and building all that other businesses idea along that path. So for me, I resign my job and follow my passion, and I develop over time on the passion. For other people that are sacked, the challenge here now that we must then consider when you fall into any of these categories, whether you sack, whether you resign, whether pandemic struck and there were downsizing, right sizing, or whatever you want to call it, things that are very important that you must take note are few things I'm going to also share in this edition. All right, and then you can get going from there. All right, so I'm going to share some few things as touching that, like I said, that you need to know and perhaps you need to take into cognizance when and if you find yourself in this. And these are the things I call about the essential skills that entrepreneurs, all right, whoever really want to cross or take that leap must have. And that is vision. There must be a vision that is going to propel that action. Okay, so if you do have not have a clarity of vision, or you have not been able to get a clear vision as to what you're going to do if you're going to take the lead, then you need to be very sure that you take your time. All right, like I said earlier, it has been always been a thing of vision for me that some years to come, some times to come, I'm going to do what I'm doing now. All right, so it was a vision. It took a while. I have to serve, I have to learn, I have to do all the things with other people, but eventually the vision comes. So again, the next one with passion. Okay, when there's a vision and a passion, all right, you can be sure that you're probably going to be on the right track. Because if you have a vision and the passion, accompanying passion is not there, even when you see that, okay, this is a vision is the expected end. Actually, the passion is going to be the driving force that will when you the downtime, when there's lost time, when the time of depressed, I mean, when there are times of, because on the entrepreneur journey, of course, there'll be a lot of obstacles. Okay, so the passion, we want to make it to be consistent and remain focused on the vision. So, and the next one I'll talk about is your creativity. Okay, the truth is that there's no business really that you want to go into that perhaps somebody somewhere is not already doing or running that business. Okay, so there's no business really that you want to go to. Maybe someone has not been running the business or is not currently running the business, but the innovativeness, the creativeness that you are going to bring on board, that you're going to deploy, will make what you want to do special, different, all right, from what other people are doing. And that was going to give you what people, why reason why people are going to patronize you. Okay, ultimately, if you have to get into that. So the next one will be your resourcefulness. Okay, so because you need to also understand that people or customers or perhaps the market will go towards the direction of who can get the things done, who can get results for them. Okay, so you must build yourself, work on yourself, all right, to be very resourceful. Okay, in any industry or any line of business that you want to go into is very, very important. Okay, and then the next one, like I always say to people, is that you must be a solution provider. Whatever business idea you have that you really want to do, you must ensure is solving problem. Don't start any business if you are not sure or you are not have clarity as to the fact that it's going to solve a problem. Any business that is not solving problem is not a business. Okay, so you must be sure that you have a solution to certain challenges, certain problem in mind that you want to solve. And the next one will be leveraging. Okay, remember we say you are transiting, you are taking a leap. So you need to leverage. You're going to leverage on relationship, you're going to leverage on information, or perhaps information technology, you're going to leverage on social media, and you're going to leverage on personal skills. All of these are very important, especially relationship. Now, one time I was getting out of my own employment, I've already been able to build some relationship that right from day one, I started working along with them. And that be able to give me some level of soft landing. So relationship is key. Right there now you're on that job, you need to build and develop a very great interpersonal skills. All right, because these are things that are going to help you when you get eventually take that leap. All right, so you need to also be able to develop yourself on technology. Technology will drive any idea any day. What I'm doing right now in the comfort of my house is because I'm leveraging on technology. Okay, I could do this differently. I could have gone to a studio, all right, to also do it. But I said, okay, this first edition, being a freedom edition, being our independent day, I'm going to do it from my house to establish that it's a freedom day. So I'm not entangled with any other assignment. I'm just in my house doing this and doing it with passion. So also next one is social media. The social media are not meant for gisting alone, and not only for gossiping. They are for you to develop and advance your business ideas. Okay, and then the last one will be your personal skills. What are those inherent skills? What are those things you are able to do? All right, I mean, you worked on to develop yourself are going very essential when you take that leaps. Okay, and then the next one I'm going to talk about is going to call proactivity. You have to be proactive. Okay, you have to have a plan ahead. You have to be able to see ahead the line of business, line of vision, industry sector you want to go into. You have to project ahead what are the likely things that will happen, all right? Because the truth is that you might likely get to a point in the course of your entrepreneurship journey that you look back like, should I just go back to employment? It happens oftentimes. I have experienced it. I'm about to dust my CV and like, let me repackage my CV and see whether I go back for employment. But I said to myself, do I really want to do that? Where's the passion? And I relight the fire. I said, no, 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 we're not giving up. Let's go ahead. So you're going to get that point. So there must be plan. You must plan adequately. All right. And then one other skill that will be very essential for you is negotiation skill. Right? Because as an entrepreneur, even right there on your job right now, you do a lot of negotiation daily. So as an entrepreneur, you're going to do a lot more. So you need to develop that negotiation skill. And the very last one I'm going to talk about is very crucial, is time management. Look, many people feel when you get out of employment, you have the freedom and your time. That's what we think. But I must say to you, if you're a docile person, if you're a lazy person, right there on the while you are in employment, it's not going to be any better when you start your own business. It's going to be worse because you assume you have the time now, you have the space, and you have poor time management. Is going to really affect you, affect your business, and if care is not taken, it's going to lead a lot of frustration. So one of the skills that's very important that you need to master is time management. You're going to be doing so many things simultaneously. People might call it what do you call it? Multiple work, or what? How do we define it now? But the truth is, you have to be to some extent excellent about your time management for you to get the best out of the job. Because people will say that time is money. As an entrepreneur, time really is money. Okay, so but before move forward, let me say this, because right now you are still on that job, you are still an employee. Okay, like I said, the purpose of Take the Leap is to assist you or to help you navigate from employment to entrepreneur. Now, let me say, I'm not trying to say people should resign their job. I'm not just trying to say that it's fantastic as an entrepreneur. It has its own challenges that at time of time you are out of fund. All right. Even sometimes, like you look at them and like, no matter how much you are bringing to the business, along the line there will be some shake-up challenges, but you must balance out. Okay. But the truth is this: the first thing you need to do and be able to do well is what I will call, you must be an excellent entrepreneur right now. You're working for another business, you are working for another organization, you are on the job now. If you are not putting your best on that job right now, you can't put your best when you go into your own employment or when you start your own business. It's just an assumption that, look, when I start my own thing, when I start my own business, I will do better, I'll be able to do more. No, you must be able to be doing well, do excellently well right now on your job. You must be able to put in your very best right now on that job. You must know so much about that job. I'm telling you, for every industry, for every sector, for every business line that I've been part of, it has become some of the things that give me strength now to put through on my business. In fact, some of those ideas are what I'm using to even make money. So what I want to say to you as I wrap up today is that get the best, get the most of your job now. There are things you still need to know about your job. Look, the truth is that what you are doing now may not be the line of business you want to go end up doing. But I say this to you: there's no way what you are doing right now will not happen to be one of those advantage when you start your own business. You have worked, I've worked in different sector, different industry, but I realize that at the end of the day, I've had one or two things to do with some of those industry. I've had businesses coming from along that path, and I'll be able to use and rely on my experience, all right, to do that. So as I close, I'll leave these three things with us, because from next edition we'll have some guests. I will have guests that will be discussing about their story and how they move. Now, these three things are very important, and those are: one, attitude, your skill, and what the last one will be, your experience. Now, the first thing that will help you to thrive or excel in anything in life, whether in employment or in a business, is your attitude. If you don't have the right attitude, you won't get to achieve anything, either angle, either way you see it. So you have to work on your attitude, your character, your person. Okay, work on it. Be more hardworking, be more smart. Okay, see result than seeing problem. Stop complaining. Get the work done. Right now on that job, that's what you need, not complain. Okay. And the next one I'll talk about is skill. Continuously develop yourself. See, every opportunity you have to develop yourself will be useful eventually. All those skills will be relevant eventually. So don't stop developing yourself. Develop yourself, not only for your current employment, but for the future opportunity that will come your way. And the last one is that whatever line of business that you want to go, whatever passion you have, please ensure you have some level of exposure, experience along that path. Now, we say experience is the best teacher. Indeed, experience will be a best teacher when it's not your own experience. And how do I mean? You don't have to experience similar errors, similar problem, similar challenges or other ahead of us or ahead of you have experienced for you to say is your experience. Learn from other people's experience. So what experience you mean, your own experience is your reality. If you're saying you want to leverage on your own experience, it's your reality. It's no longer your experience. You are experiencing your experience right now is your reality. Okay, so but experience will be a best teacher when you are also be able to leverage on other people's experience. So what am I saying? Right now on the job, you need all of that experience. Any business line, any idea you have, if you don't have experience or exposure, go for it. That's why I encourage apprenticeship, volunteerism, work for free to gather those skills and experience that you require. Ladies and gentlemen, I promise myself that this program will not be going more, will not be more than 30 minutes, 45 minutes. So at this point, I'm going to drop the ball. All right. I know some few of us are online, and I know a lot of other people are going to see this video. If you have any comment, have any question, you can drop it. Be sure I will always respond to it. And if we need to see personally to do more personal coaching and help, I'll be really available to do that. We can always look at that as well. So today, I tell you again, once again, it's a freedom day. Your freedom really is a mindset. Your freedom is how you see yourself, what you see about yourself. Your freedom is how you think about your next line of action, about your future. All right. So I want to charge you to take that leap, take that giant step, take that bold step. There are opportunities, but ensure that you do it with the right decisions, you take right steps, and you do it well so that you won't have yourself to blame. Once again, I say happy independent anniversary to Nigerians, and I wish all of you enjoyable weekend. This is a long weekend, really. So have a nice day. Bye for now. See you. Ensure you take the leap. Thank you. Bye for now.